The invention of the printing press increases the demand for paper. Art students often exhibit their works in the university buildings. The office hours will be changed from next term. An undergraduate is required to do many projects. The temperature in summer is lower when comparing to the fall. Students who study overseas can significantly improve work chances. Key business partners are often entertained in expense accounts. Check the website if you are looking for discount textbooks. The leaflets can be really useful when you are revising. You must figure out the mathematical problems and apply what you learned. Please write the name of author and the year of publication. Farming methods across the world have greatly developed recently. Today we will look at how to display the data visually. The study showed the Hong Kong people are the most active in Asia. Unemployment rate has fallen to its lowest level in years. People provide the reports to support your idea of these arguments. Get enough sleep the night before the test. Every student has a regular meeting with his or her personal tutor. More research is needed before any definitive conclusion can be drawn. Doing nothing is not always better than taking risks. The shipwreck of this year ruined some artifacts which were interested by historians. Architectural numbers vary in that interesting experiment. There is not much interconnection between philosophy and psychology. Fishing is a sport and a means of survival. Career services provide tips about how to cope with job interviews. The gravity is the force that attracts two bodies from one another. We no longer respond to any postal reference requests. People see stars that were billions of years ago. You must hand in your essays by midday on Friday. Criminal charges will be brought against all of the men. Natures are defined as specific chemical compounds. Technology is changing the way media is used and studied. Scientists are always asking the governments for more money. Plants are able to continue growing throughout their lives. There are dedicated specialist librarians available all the time. We can't consider any increases in our prices at this stage. The task tomorrow will require higher level skills. Castle was designed to intimidate both local people and the enemies. It is important to make clear notes when you are reading. You need to hand in your assignment before next semester. We were able to contact a number of researchers. This is interesting in Parliament. This is an integrated course with several elements. All of your assignments should be submitted by next Tuesday. Artists need to make their works both original and accessible. Our study program equips students with central skills for university. This problem is complex and difficult to explain. Those lectures begin promptly, so do not be late. The area has a wide diversity of habitats for underwater species. The very basic feature of computing would be counting and calculation. A regional assembly was moved to the devolution of power. Studying history can help you better understand the present. The Career Service provides suggestions on how to pass the job interview. The study shows the sense of recent technologies. You need to save your files before turning off the computer. Key business partners are often intertwined in expense accounts. The balance in diet and exercise makes for good health. Social science is the study of solving social problems. Muscles make parts of the body close together. The coffee house menu features coffee, chicken, sandwiches and toast. These features were part of the previous system. It was hard to anticipate how all the different characters would react. Undergraduate students may pursue their specific interests within specific programs. Managing the increasing population is the challenge for most governments. Your ideas are encouraged to be debated in seminars and tutorials. The researchers are disappointed that their results are proved to be inconclusive. The course covers architecture planning and construction on the international scale. There is no criterion passed for qualified journalists. Children start producing words before they are able to walk. The rising of the sea level indicates climate change. Imported default packages are likely to be used for most computers. Most food constructions require large amount of water or fertilizer. Academic libraries across the world are steadily incorporating social media. We are dealing with the most challenges that we face today. Classical mechanism is sometimes considered as a branch of applied mathematics. In statistics, a detailed lecture review is very important. The goal of the company is to get investment. Designers need to keep up with the social trend. Practical experiment is an essential part of chemical classes. The university provides excellent leisure facilities for students and staff. You will be tested via quiz and dissertation. New developments in manufacturing are constantly changing the way we live. Classical mechanism is considered as a branch of mathematics. Studying medicine is always with a wide range of opportunities. The course involves pure and applied mathematics. He was regarded as the foremost economist at that time. In any written assignment, a detailed literature review is important. Marine environment has been destroyed by pollution and unsustainable development. Calculators allow us to add numbers that we all made mistakes. Trees benefit the city by soaking up the rainwater that runs off the roads. The lecture will cover the reason of climate change. This course aims to develop your knowledge of statistics. Many diseases that were once serious have now been irritated. The advanced course requires a basic knowledge of economic theory. Eating fish twice a week is an accommodation on a health diet. There are many different styles of business management. The Northern Campus car park is located behind the library. University students should purchase the graduation gown for the commencement. Linguist is the scientist and knowledge of the language. Many food crops require a large amount of water and fertilizer. Air pollution is a serious problem all over the world. New media journalism is an interesting area for study. We are rethinking the solutions for the society. Plagiarism in a test is very severe. There is an accounting assessment for finance students. Many universities' lectures can now be reviewed in internet. New materials and techniques are changing the style of modern architecture. Professors with higher educational standard trained them extremely seriously. Please return the reference book to the correct position on the table. Scholarship applications must be handed in at the end of the month. The bank is hoping to tap into a fast-growing market. You will need to read Chapter 1 before the management class. The university provides excellent leisure facilities for students and staff. There is a new chemistry test next week. We should never underestimate the power of creative. Higher education treats plagiarism extremely. The bank is hoping to tap into a fast-growing market. Psychologists say what we have experienced influences our behaviors. A good structure shows the key points or paper. Extracurricular activities can help students to develop. Information technology has changed the way we study. Auditions for the university choir will be held next week. Relying on natural abilities will not get you far in science. The library will stay open until midnight this week. Many university lectures can now be viewed on the internet. The English degree involves certain placements in 30 years. 3 types of resources are enough for. Students are required to have an undergraduate degree in biology to be enrolled in this course. The effective business management is always happened with new ideas. Linguistics is the scientific study and analysis of language. This project is divided into 4 main sections. The government is funding research study on the consequences of unemployment. The orchestra will be led by a visiting conductor. The policy aims to increase the investment in foreign currency. Field trips are an important part of geography courses. Historical economics is the trick of the subject. Urbanization provides emphasis on the expense of other communities. The department is doing research on biology. A new collection of articles has just been published. Physical health can be improved by regular training. People have been dependent on using phones in their everyday life. The English degree is a worthy degree of the 3rd year. The department works closely with its partners in the business community. Something will be left by the conductor. The digital camera has some advantages over traditional film. Critical thinking is one part of a broad education. Babies can distinguish between what is the language and what is not. The history course is assessed via 3 written assignments. Philosophy uses logics and reasons to analyze human experience. The skills of great stage actors cannot be taught. All of your assignment should be submitted by next Tuesday. These 3 separate research resources are not enough for this assessment. Please return the books to the correct positions on the shelves. An effective manager is always open to new ideas. The history department is very active in research. The 2 sides have disagreed on how to solve the problem. Art and design is a competitive field to work in. Urban planning emphasizes on expenses community. The rest of the material was deposited partway down the catchment. This article covers architecture planning and construction. In any written assignment, a detailed literature review is very important. Exotic activities can help students develop more talents. A world-famous expert of financial management will give a guest lecture. A visit to Design Museum will be great valued. Students will develop confidence to their ability to think critically. Neuroscience is a compound of completely separate parts. Honey can be used as food and a health product. The disease that was serious has now been eradicated. Students should attend the safety course before entering the engineering workshop. There is no fixed career path for a qualified journalist. When the roots of a plant failed, foliage suffers. The artists tied with conservative politicians earned the roles of critics. The laboratory near the entrance of the library. That means they have so many struggling overlaps in the lab. Students develop confidence in their ability to think critically. We are researching the most significant challenges that are faced in our society today. The celebrated theory is still the source of great controversy. The school canteen sells a large variety of water and food. Resources and materials are on hold at the library reference desk. Timetables about new term will be available next week. Population geography includes the study of demography. Technological developments have changed the way we live. Nutrition plays a key role in athletic performance. Sugar is a solid carbohydrate, which is always used in sweet food. The university sent exchanged students to other countries. Expertise in particular areas distinguishes you from other graduates in a job interview. The Generic Biology Technology Lab is located at the north wing of the library. Physics is a detailed study of matter and energy. In Europe, the political pressure is similar regarding globalization. Online courses allow students to work in their own pace. You have the freedom to study what interests you most. All students have their own styles of learning. Art helps us to deep the appreciating of our world. Reading histories involves a level of careful selections. Education is learning skills for employment. Experts say learning and listening music can reduce the stress. Water is heated to something and added to the mixture. Researchers show that spending time outdoors has a range of benefits. When sentencing, the court will depend on if the criminal is guilty or not. The students are waiting for a meal. Teaching assistants plays a vital role in the learning process. Scholarships are available for both local and international. We prefer postgraduate students than previously possible students. Our company is intended to hire more than 10,000 people worldwide. Finding cocoa in dark chocolate promotes immunity and mood. The British students need to study mathematics in secondary school. Family life is difficult for parents who have shift work. The internet has transformed the nature of publishing. He wrote poetry and plays as well as scientific papers. While the information indicates something for consuming products, many important policies need to be made. Scientists can develop new elements in their laboratory. Businesses must obey regulations. Our workshop is opening for all the students on the campus. The night sky has always involved mystery and wonder. Career management is a very important subject. The universities provide exchange programs to other countries. Every living thing begins as a single cell. The renowned journalism will last for half of the century. The degree is taught by using a mixture of lectures and seminars. The falling birth rate means the number of students dropped. Our aim is to transform the classical teaching in the classroom. The use of mobile phones is not permitted in the library. It is interesting to observe the development of the language skills of toddlers. Lots of people turned out to be at the presidential address. Career mobility is very important for new graduates. The technology has transformed the nature of society. In the research, data must be collected by analysis. It is the members' contribution. We are facing the discomfort on campus. Reading histories involves a level of careful selections. More research is required in the field of food science. An academic essay uses references from both primary and secondary sources. Thousands of people turned out ahead of the prestigious election. Academic journals are often edited by subject specialists. There is no economic recognition that borrowing is necessarily bad. Oil only reserve half-century. Campus tours begin at the library this afternoon. These research, data and collections should be analyzed. Having strong motivation is vital for achieving your goal. Rivers provide habitat and migration pathways for numerous aquatic species. I am going to transform my mathematical skills to the classroom. There are places that we can get milk. What surprised me is the number of students in this course. The deadline of the marketing assignment has been extended. There is no reason to prove that boredom is necessarily bad. The deadline for this assignment is tomorrow. City planners recognize the needs of accessible public transport options. City planners recognize the needs of accessible public transport options.